Ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, we're going to give you a little dose of motivation today. But first, let's address the elephant in the room. I shrunk. I had a really cold shower. I had a series of really cold showers, cold plunges, and I got real small. I didn't change in terms of width or dimensions, just height. So I'm now 5'2". So
And the question is, did your legs shrink or did your torso shrink or did they both shrink proportionally?
just my legs.
Just your
So the
legs. So you've
rest of
got a
my body is,
normal
yep.
length torso.
So I look normal. So now we're going to see if short men can actually get women. Are you still attracted to me this height?
What if you're 5'2"?
Yeah, if I'm this height right now, as I am right now.
I'd be attracted to you.
See,
but,
gentlemen, so
like,
no excuses. Anyway, do we want to give these guys some goddamn motivation?
yeah.
You're all doing an amazing job. We kind of didn't really have much of a plan for today, but I just wanted to acknowledge that a lot of you feel a lot of stress. I guess you put a lot of pressure on yourselves to do a really good job, to take a lot of action, to go out there and be flirty and be charismatic and talk to women or start your business or lose weight or whatever you're working on. And I'm someone that puts a lot of pressure on myself too.
Yeah,
I
we
know
both
you
are.
do.
And we both slip into the tendency of feeling like we're not doing a good job or things aren't where we would like them to be.
Yeah.
And so we very much understand that kind of that hopelessness or frustration or just general dissatisfaction with where you are and what you've done. But I think this is a reminder, as much for ourselves as it is for anybody listening, that you've done a lot and you're doing a lot. And what you've been doing is enough. And you're always welcome to do more. And when you acknowledge your wins and you're kinder to yourself, we have found time and time again that you achieve so much more and you feel so much happier when you don't berate yourself and criticize yourself and are super negative about yourself.
And you can still like put pressure on yourself. I think people get the distinction maybe, or they don't get the distinction. Like a lot of you think the only way that you will ever take action is if you put pressure on yourself, beat yourself up, yell at yourself. You can do that in a positive way though. What does that look like? So instead of saying, I'm never going to make it, I'm a piece of shit, what's wrong with me, I'm such a loser, why did I make this mistake, I shouldn't have done that. Instead of talking like that, you say, come on, I'm better than this. I know I'm capable of more than this. I can do better. This wasn't my best. Let me fucking show them what I can do. So you're aiming up rather than beating yourself down. And it doesn't seem like a massive distinction at first, but it's the entire different, it's a world of difference. Like being a little bit more kind to yourself. And that's something that I still work on. Like I'm not perfect with that. You definitely aren't either. And so just reminding yourself or maybe celebrating your wins and reminding yourself that you're doing a good job, all of you.
Yeah, and being really tangible about it because it's often so easy to say, oh, I haven't achieved anything. I haven't done anything. Like, no, there's literally nothing. But get down a piece of paper and actually, like, write, what have you done? Like, what did you get up and do today? Because I'll bet you did something and something that kind of progressed you forward and moved towards something or that was good, whether that was making your bed, doing the dishes, getting dressed, brushing your teeth, like going to work, making some money, catching up with your friends,
Yeah.
texting somebody. Like, all of those things are wins.
They count. You could have
Yeah.
chosen not to do those things.
And so give yourself credit for some of those things. And it's often, and I know you find this a lot with your clients, that they'll tell you what, like the things that they've done and achieved and they're beating themselves up for it. And you're like, holy shit, you've done so much. Like, what are you
Yeah,
actually talking, like, what are you talking about? You've done a hell of a lot. And you're saying that it's not worth noting.
This is my favorite thing in coaching is when someone will say, I had a really bad day. I didn't really get much done. I did nothing. It was a waste of a day. Every single time I will be like, bullshit. I will literally say, bullshit. Write down or tell us on this coaching call everything that you did do. And they're like, well, I didn't really do anything. And I'm like, bullshit. Tell us what you did. And they'll write it all out. And it's like, there's like 50 things in there that they did. And each one of those things won't seem monumental. Like, it's not like they went outside and talked to 50 girls and got a girlfriend and now they're married with kids and they have $1 million. No. But like, they left the house for 5 minutes, felt shit about approaching, so they didn't really talk to any women. Then they came home. And they're labeling that as a failure and saying, that doesn't count. It wasn't good enough because I could have done more. Yeah, sure. Maybe you could have done more, so you can try again tomorrow. But like, that's still a win. Or I went to the gym. Like, there's one guy in the group right now. You probably won't know who I'm talking about. He's Bulgarian
I know who you're
and
talking
he's
about.
bald and he's very handsome and he doesn't know that he's handsome. And we still to this day tell him that he's very handsome. Half of the coaching, by the way, is just someone comes to the coaching and we're like, bro, like, you're handsome. Go talk to women. And they're like, but I thought I was ugly. Because generally speaking, men don't get told like, bro, you're fine, you're handsome, you're good enough. Like, yeah, women get told you're so pretty.
It's
At
funny,
that
actually,
shop we just went
only
to, the woman told you that you're pretty. Anyway.
she said I looked good in a dress that she was trying to
man,
sell me.
when was the last time a fucking random stranger was like, you look good in what you're wearing? You'd be like, holy shit, I'm writing that down. Dear diary, today I got a compliment. Like, what were you going to say?
Sure. She was trying to sell me what was a very pretty dress, but beside the point. The point being that I was going to say that even being in a relationship with you, I actually learnt to give more verbal praise because it's
To men,
not
like to me.
yeah, to you. And I think actually being in a relationship, I do it to people more generally, but it was a skill that I had to practice because I've never been somebody
You're
that's
like, how do I
super,
compliment men?
yeah, super freely open with my compliments. For whatever reason, it feels less natural. And so that was a skill that I had to practice. And so understanding that there's probably a lot of other women or just people out there that also don't really know how to compliment men.
Yeah, there's a lot of like fear and vulnerability in giving compliments. I used to feel weird about it. Like, none of you will probably know this. Maybe those of you who've been here since the early days, but I used to struggle to give a lot of love to all of you. Like, I never used the word love. Remember, like, I went through this whole process of saying, like, I want to give love to the audience, but what if they think I'm gay? Is it gay to say I love you? Like I got love for you to a man? Is it gay to say you're doing a good job to a guy? Like, are you allowed to say that? Can you compliment a guy and tell him that he's handsome? I used to feel so weird about that. Like, I would have coaching clients and I wanted to tell them, like, bro, you're handsome as fuck. Like, what are you doing? Like, go out there and talk to women, dude. Put yourself out there. But I felt weird about doing that. And so it took me a lot of like letting go. Now I just say it all the time. Like, there was a guy, the last guy I did, the 55-year-old guy that I did the call with. Yeah, it was handsome as fuck. I was like, bro, you're handsome as fuck. Like, I just say it now, but it took a little bit of practice. Anyway, what the hell were we talking about before that?
Be kind to yourself.
You're all doing a good job. You're like, it can be easy to forget that and to think, because a lot of you have really high expectations. You're constantly looking forward at the future. You and I do the same thing. It's like, here's what I want to achieve. Here's where I know I can get to. I know that I'm capable of this, or maybe you don't know that you're capable of it, but like, you want that thing. I want a girlfriend, or I want a boyfriend, or I want money, or I want this. And you're so focused on that everything less than that you say is not good enough. And so you're like, unless I have a girlfriend, then I'm failing. Or unless I have made $1 million, then I'm a failure. Every single second before I hit that milestone is not good enough and I haven't made it yet. You and I attempted to do the same thing. We've recently been having big discussions for the last couple of days about how I do the same thing with coaching and stuff like that and like money and business. I'm like, I will be happy and really celebrate my wins like on a big scale once we're at a point where we're earning consistently, I don't know, $20,000 a month. When we can do that every single month consistently, then I can pat myself on the back. Until that day, then no, I'm not doing good enough. And it's worth slowing down, pausing and saying, well, what am I doing? Like, let's acknowledge the wins that I'm actually doing, because it's easier to build momentum and achieve more when you already feel good. And I think this is the biggest thing that we do in like the coaching group is a guy will already be taking action, but he'll feel like he's not doing anything. And to finish the story from before, the Bulgarian guy in the coaching group right now, the bald guy, my God, when he first came to the coaching, he was just constantly saying, I'm not doing good enough. I'm not enough. Like, I got to take more action. I'm being lazy. I'm wasting my time. And this guy was going out and talking to like 5 or 10 women a day. Now we've absolutely shoved that to the max. And now he's approaching like 30 fucking women a day and just going crazy. But even then, he's had temptations to say like, I didn't do enough today. And I'll be like, what did you do today? Well, I approached 30 women. That's already a victory. I had some amazing, beautiful connections with them. I went on a date with a girl and made out with her. Like the other day, he had just a woman that he approached, this like Italian woman. They talked for like 5 minutes, and then we've been teaching him to be like autistically honest. And so he just kind of blurted out, "You're so pretty, can I kiss you?" And she said yes, and they made out for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then they went somewhere else and they made out. And his mind was blown because he's like, I didn't know her 15 minutes ago. Now she's making out with me. It's like, yeah, because you fucking asked, and some people will say yes. So even he, someone who's taking a shitload of action and doing insane, incredible things that I'm sure a lot of you would be like, bro, if I make out with someone attractive within 15 minutes of meeting them ever once in my lifetime, I'm just retiring at that point. I'm like, I did it. I finished the game of life. But he still sometimes is tempted to say, it's not good enough. I need to do more, blah, blah, blah. And so we've just been reminding him, celebrate those wins. But we all feel that pressure. And I think it's a beautiful thing. It means you guys and girls care. It means you have big goals, want big
100%.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you can take away anything from this video, it is really just going out there and showing yourself a little bit of love. And maybe at times not hoping that the world will do that as well. Because it's so much
Yeah.
easier to give love to a person that's already quite a happy, loving person themselves. And I think like that energy that you put out is going to make it a lot easier to receive that as well from other people. It's so much
Yeah.
easier, like if you see somebody that's happy and giving and bubbly and lovely, to be like, oh wow, you're such a lovely person. Like you're so kind, you're a beautiful person, versus the person that is
Beating themselves up a lot.
yeah,
negative.
for maybe lack of a better word, a bit wretched. Like there is something I think in like that makes you want to pull away from that and kind of like distance yourself from that energy.
Self-hating, self-hatred is not sexy. I think a lot of us, let's just say a lot of us, think that like self-hatred will get me the things that I want, or like
Yeah, or you
beating
can like
myself
fish
up.
for compliments or have people make you feel
Yeah,
better. And sometimes like people will try and make you feel better, but if it becomes this wallowing, it is
Yeah.
quite an unattractive energy. So as best you can, like give yourself some love and give yourself the thing that you're seeking, and everything as a result. There's like a domino effect. It just improves and betters everything really.
And like I know some of you are in a lot of pain and suffering. I feel that sometimes myself, and I definitely used to be like a lot more suffering. And I get it, but like I'm trying to say this in a way that's actually helpful to all of you and not just like critical. So I'm not trying to be critical, but the pity party that some of you give yourself, and it's okay. Like I used to give myself pity parties. I still do sometimes. So do you. But the pity party doesn't make women flock to you. Or for you women, like the pity party doesn't make, like sometimes there'll be some guy who's like a white knight who wants to come save you. But like that gets old really quickly. Like he's not going to put up with your pity party and like feeling sorry for yourself and complaining and moaning forever. Like that gets really boring. And for you men, just assume that no woman on the planet is going to pity fuck you. Like just let's say that as a blanket statement right now. And so your feelings, I'm trying to say this in a way that's still empathetic towards the feelings. Like I had a comment recently from a guy, my friend, I'm sorry, I can't remember your username. It was something like Afro. I think there was Afro in your username, something like that. And you basically said you were just trying to express your own sadness and your own frustration from women that you had approached, and you felt like you didn't have the results that you wanted. I get all of that, and I try and balance like empathy and love and understanding with that, with like actionable advice that will help you. And maybe the most helpful thing I can say to any of you that feel all of that sort of resentment and frustration is, I get it, but like this isn't gonna help. Like being really mad at the fact that you've approached 100, 200 women and you don't have the results that you want, I get the frustration, but use that to go and take more action. If you sit there and resent women, they don't go like, oh, golly gee, let me give my pussy to the person who resents me. And you might feel a little bit like, but I'm not showing them that. It's like they can tell. Like people can tell. They're not retarded. And so I guess I'm trying to say this in a nice way and not to just pick on one person in particular, because it's something that comes up a lot. I think a lot of guys, a lot of women do too, but most of the audience here is men. I think 75% of you are men and 25 women. A lot of frustration and emotions and anger and stuff can come up with dating. Realize that that isn't necessarily helping you, or it's only limited with how much it can help you. Other people won't necessarily, like you said, give you a bunch of compliments and be like, oh, let me fuck you out of pity. Do you want to tell, it's not a massive story, but do you remember when you were younger, I think when you were like 18,
It was when I was 18, yeah.
one of your friends was like, I mean, you
Not
can
a
tell.
friend.
Okay.
Some random guy that approached me. And he asked my number and I said yes. And just because, why not? He seemed nice enough. And we went on a date and it was all okay. And it went fine until he messaged me, because I think I was quite open that, you know, like I was seeing other people. I think I was seeing you at the time. And so like I wasn't super sexually conservative and I was being pretty like free spirited at that point in time. And so it was just like, well, then will you fuck me then? And it was and I was like, no, thank you. Like
So you weren't into him sort of thing?
I wasn't not into him, but the way that it was maybe expressed, like it wasn't like let's have a nice time together. It was like, well, you're fucking other people, so like,
So
will
I
you fuck
need
me
sex.
then?
You should give me sex.
And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe not. And then like when I said that, it was like, come on, like why not? You just like should. And that was kind of his only. I kind of
Yeah,
I
like
know,
take pity on me, sort of thing.
and
Because
I
I think
think
you said he was a virgin as well, like hadn't had sex.
hadn't had a lot of experience
Yeah.
from the impression that I got, but yeah, and I would probably indulge the conversation a lot longer than I needed to because I was maybe a bit younger. But
You
I
were
was
just trying to be
yeah,
nice,
but I
I
was just
assume.
pretty sure. I was just like, no, thank you, and that's all I really had to say. Like there wasn't anything to it, and then all he really had to say in return was like, oh no, you should fuck me. Like you're seeing other people. Like just sleep with
I
me.
want it. I
Like
need
it's not
it.
that
Yeah.
hard. And I
Yeah.
was like, and then the more that went on, the less and less and less likely it was that I was going to sleep with him.
Yeah, and I
So-
think sometimes that can even border on pity. I've seen a lot of guys, I've seen a lot of screenshots of conversations where guys will basically say, "But I'm a virgin," and she'll go like, "Why does that make me want to fuck you? Nothing for or against virgins, but like you saying I'm a virgin doesn't make me want to fuck you." And then he goes on to say, "Well, you should take pity on me because like I haven't had sex yet. No one will give me sex, and so you should give it to me." It's like, guys, that's not hot. I know most of you already know that, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like a gentle wake up here that if you're indulging in self pity, if you're indulging in I don't know, sadness, and it's okay to have those emotions. But if you're sitting around saying it's not fair, someone else should come save me, a woman should give me sex, or a man should just come and save me on a white horse, like a white knight on a white horse should come and give me what I want. It's like, that's great for your fucking romantic fairy tale fiction, like men and women, great. But like, that might not be the real world. It might happen for you, but like, what kind of strategy is it to just sit there and hope? So, yeah, I know we're going off topic a little bit from the original topic here, but I think it's worth acknowledging that if it is to be, it's up to me. And most of you are taking a shitload of action. I'd say pretty much all of you are taking a lot of action. Give yourself credit for that. It is up to you. Go out there, take some action.
give yourself some credit because
Yeah,
if you are
yeah.
here, you are probably somebody that is quite ambitious, and
Yeah.
I think a byproduct of that, or something that a lot of people who are ambitious experience, they experience this sense that I'm not enough or doing good enough.
Yeah.
Like, but it can be great fuel, and it's often I think why a lot of people get into self development and wanting to do more, and maybe can be
it was literally
overachievers.
the reason I started. Yeah, I felt like I wasn't good enough. So it's great fuel. It just isn't very long-term sustainable.
Yeah, so maybe just take a minute to acknowledge what you have done.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And nothing against insecurity, nothing against it, but it's just not a long-term strategy. And I think we do a decent enough job on this channel to come at things from the angle of like love, like giving all of you love, teaching you self-love, like what you're doing right now is okay. You're doing good enough. And in the future, you'll be doing even more. Isn't that amazing? Let's work gently towards that, but you're okay as you are right now. It's not about saying, I'm not good enough because I don't have the girlfriend or I don't have the house or I don't have the money. It's okay that I don't have those things yet. Let me take the baby steps towards them. But I am okay right now as I am. I am enough. I get that you guys and girls have pretty high hopes for yourselves. I think that's fucking beautiful. But let's be kind to the people that we are right now. Otherwise, when we do reach the finish line and get the mansion or the girl or the sex or whatever, we won't know how to appreciate it because we didn't appreciate all the shit that we had before. We didn't appreciate all of the gifts in our life and what we were able to give and what we were able to receive. So why the fuck would we appreciate money or sex or a relationship? And you see that a lot. Like, there are lots of celebrities, famous, rich, mega rich beyond any of our wildest dreams, people who are not happy because they don't know. Like, no one taught them how to celebrate what they have. They have a mega mansion and they're depressed. And a lot of us would go, wow, I'd be so happy if I had a mansion. Maybe you would, but maybe you wouldn't even know how to celebrate it, just like they don't. So let's start practicing that now, that gratitude, that celebration. Then when we do reach the finish line or get a little closer to it, we'll be able to appreciate it. And that's a lesson you and I are still learning. Like, we're very much there with all of you.
For
But
sure.
yeah, you're all doing a good job. You're all cool. You all like my sunglasses. Everyone agrees these sunglasses look cool. Oh, do we want to finish up with these beautiful people and tell them the bold story? Go on. Tell them the bold. I'll get bold for this story.
I told Andy a story recently. So if anybody who doesn't know, I teach kids art part-time at like a private studio, but part of the studio we also go to like schools, primary schools, and teach kids before and after school classes. And I was teaching this particular after school class where kids, for whatever reason, I think I'm at the age, and I was explaining this to Andy, where like they want to know if I have a boyfriend. Like that's one of the first, not one of the first, but a question that I get was like, how old are you? Do you have a boyfriend?
And these are little kids, to be fair. They're
Those are the
like
main questions.
8 years old, 9 years old.
Yeah.
little
So the
kids.
class that I was teaching, they were probably between like 6 years old and like 9, maybe 10 years old. And so maybe like an 8-year-old kid, she was like, do you have a boyfriend? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, what does he look like? Can you show me a photo? And I was like, I'm not going to show you a photo.
I'm
'cause,
not
like,
going to dox my boyfriend, you little shits. Like,
well, I think because like I've tried to show my older students something on my phone before, and then I get to my camera roll and I'm like,
no,
oh,
there's like,
actually,
yeah,
I'm
no,
not
okay,
gonna
no,
do
good shit. No, like being dead serious for a second. Yeah, I probably wouldn't pull your phone out. Like,
no, because
we have
I'm an
nude
adult.
pictures.
I'm allowed to have whatever I want on my
We have
phone.
nude
It
pictures
just
of-
also means I
yeah.
won't ever hand my
No,
phone
that's
to a
a good
child.
point. Hey,
And
imagine
sometimes
you
it's
get
not-
arrested for a sex crime. Like,
Sometimes it's not even nude. Sometimes it's just like me pole dancing, and I'm like, they
yeah,
don't need to
no,
see that.
Yeah,
So
good point. Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not going to show you a picture. But they're like, oh, what does he look like? And I was like, well, he's ginger. He's got a beard.
He looks like an
He's
egg.
bald.
His head looks like an
He's
egg.
kind of tall. And they're like, he's bald. And then all of a sudden, a few students chimed in. They had so many questions about being bald. They're like, why is he bald? Like, and then I actually started explaining like male
Why
pattern
is he bald?
baldness to these like 8-year-olds. And I was like, some, you might have noticed some dads don't have hair. Like,
Yeah,
that's
but
because,
why?
like,
Why are they bald?
they just lose their hair, like some men when they get a bit old. And it was very funny. I had a big smile on my face because kids are just so direct and they're not afraid to ask certain questions.
Yeah.
And they are still learning and understanding
Yeah.
all of these things.
Yeah.
And they were like, do you like bald people? Like, are you specific? Like, I think the essence of the question being like, are you seeking out bald people because you've got a thing for bald guys? And I was like, not really. And then some of them were like, was he always bald? Like,
was
as in,
born
like, no,
bald.
like since you've known him. I was like, well, no, like when I started dating him, he had hair and then he started losing it. So he shaved it. And so I was just explaining the whole, the existence of bald people basically to these kiddos, even though I'm sure they've seen guys without hair, but
Bald people are not rare at all. They would have watched movies with like The
Yeah.
Rock and like Jason Statham and like there's bald people everywhere.
yeah. So that was amusing. But kids give me all sorts of interesting stories, honestly. It's
That made
it's a
me
funny
laugh.
time.
You've told that story a couple times now. I laugh every time you tell it because I just imagine a bunch of kids being like, "Hey, why is he bald? He's bald. Oh my god, you like bald people?" And you're like, "I didn't really ever think about it. I guess so." Like,
Yeah.
it would be like if someone questioned me like, "Well, you like girls with brown hair?" I'd be like, "I guess so."
Just like girls.
Anyway, so that's our bald story. So shout out to my bald brothers out there. Why do you guys have no hair? Like, what? I don't fucking know. My hair just started falling out and I shaved it. Like, it's not that complicated. So
Yeah.
very cute. Don't let them see your phone. You're all doing an amazing job. Give yourself a little bit more credit. Try and take ownership of things rather than feeling like a victim. But if you feel like a victim sometimes, that's okay too. If you want more help with any of this, maybe I'll run the sexy, cool little coaching outro at the end there. But you are all capable of change. You're all doing a fucking good job. Anything the lady in the red jacket wants to add?
Go out there and crush your goals.
Go out there and kiss a bald man on the head. He needs it.
We've told the bald
Kiss
kissing
me
on the
on the
head
head.
story. That's another bald
Kiss me
story.
on the head, go.
The random chick that asked to kiss
Kiss
your
me
bald
on the
head
Kiss me on the head. Yeah, we had random strangers that we saw that asked to kiss me on my
because they're
bald
doing
head.
a hen scavenger hunt, and one of them was to kiss a bald man on the head.
And I felt very objectified. And I liked it. Whatever your goals might be, whether that's money, relationships, sex and dating, fitness, health, friendships, whatever, we are here to help you make those beautiful goals come to life. Ed did it. Taylor did it. Harry did it. None of them are special. If you're listening to this, you know you're capable of more than you're currently giving. You already want something more than what everybody else around you seems to be content with. You want to achieve more, be more, give more to the world. You know it, and I know it. You're destined for something beautiful. Click the link to the coaching in the description below, and let us help you get there. Happiness starts today.